What's up guys, my name is Mondo and welcome to Mondo Med, and today I'm gonna talk to you a little bit about my personal experience in terms of taking the MCAT, and hopefully you guys can take something out of it that will help you guys out when you're doing your own studies for the MCAT. So let's go. So originally this video was going to be included with the previous video that I have where I talk about the 5 tips that will help you succeed in the MCAT. So if you haven't watched that, I'll post the link down below so you guys can take a look at it. But I decided that it was going to be too long, so I decided to break it in 2 parts. So that's why you may see me referencing the previous video. So I decided to do this video because I know how stressing the MCAT can be, and then when somebody feels like they're stuck in terms of their learning, maybe like seeing somebody else who's gone through that same type of feeling can help you guys get out of it and keep moving forward towards your goal of taking and succeeding in the MCAT. And just remember that if you want to keep watching more videos, don't forget to hit the subscribe button right down below so that you're updated every time I post a new video. So in this last part of the video, I'm going to talk a little bit about my personal experience in terms of taking the test, so you guys have a little bit of information on how I did it, and you can go off that and learn from my mistakes and improve your studies. So I started studying in December, so that was starting the second half of my junior year, right after the fall and starting the spring semester. And I was planning to take the MCAT in April. So I had around 4 months of study time that I felt that it was a good amount of time to prepare for the MCAT. So I took it the second semester, I started studying the second semester of my junior year because I already had covered all the courses I mentioned before, and I felt that I had all the basic concepts I needed to start studying. So the first month, I concentrated on reviewing the books mostly, and I felt that it wasn't a good month because I wasn't consistent with my studies. It was December, maybe it was the Christmas time. I wasn't dedicating the time that I should have been. So I would say study on a Monday and then take 3 days off and then study again on that Friday. And I felt that I wasn't consistently going through content every day, or at least, 6 days in a row and then take 1 day off, which is what typically most people recommend. So I took my diagnostics test in December and then took it again in January, 1 month after, and I only improved 1 point in the test. So I was very frustrated because I've studied for a whole month and I did not improve the way that I wanted to. So then I had to change my course of studies. I changed my mentality because I knew if I wanted to succeed in this test, I had to be more consistent with my studies, and that's what I did. The second month, I started reviewing more content on a consistent basis. In terms of every day, I would at least dedicate at least like 3 or 4 hours to the test because I knew that this was key for me to improve. So after the second month, I took another practice test, and it was astronomical. I went up at least, I'd say like 6 or 7 points compared to my last test. So you could see this big jump from actually being consistent with the study time and how this paid off. So, and then my last 3 or 4 months, I switched up into more practice questions, and I switched up into taking more practice tests. And I took the Kaplan course, and I felt that it was really good. So in terms of practice tests, I started taking practice tests at the end of the 3rd month, and I started with the Kaplan ones. I took, I would say, like 3 Kaplan practice tests on the weekends, and I feel this is really helpful because Kaplan tests, I feel that they go more in depth in terms of the concept that you need to know. And then the last 3 tests that I took before the test, the last 3 practice tests I took before the actual test, there were the double AMC practice tests. So I felt that it was more important for me to take these tests right before the actual MCAT, because these double AMC practice tests, they provided me with the questions that I feel that had the most, they were more similar to the questions that I saw on the MCAT. So, and also, you shouldn't be taking the MCAT if you don't feel that you're ready. And I feel that these tests, the double AMC practice tests, they provide you with the most likely score that you will get on the MCAT. So for example, if you take a double AMC practice test the weekend before the actual test, and you get that score that you get will most likely be in the range of the MCAT score that you will get on the actual test. So you want to be mindful of that, and if it's not where you want it to be, my suggestion would be to postpone the tests and study more, and have the ability to grow the score to where you want it to be. So then after taking all these practice tests, there was 1 day or 2 days before the test, I had the Kaplan course, so I went over the quick sheets booklet that they give you, and I went over the bullet points of topics I knew that I was kind of shaky on based on practice tests that I did before. And I took the test. I was pretty relaxed. I had a good night's sleep, and I felt confident going into it. I felt that the pacing I had was pretty good. There was always some sections where you felt like, wow, this section was not what I expected, and then there was other sections where you felt that when I felt that it was really easy compared to what I did before. I feel like these are feelings and emotions that everybody's gonna have coming out of this test. So don't let them take over your life, I feel, because you still have 1 more month until you get your results back. So just take it easy, continue your life, do what you want to do, have fun, enjoy, and just wait for the results. So when I got my results back, I was very satisfied with what I had. I feel that shift that I did in the second month of committing to the test and being consistent was really crucial. And if anybody else is going through something like this, I would definitely recommend just sitting down and changing your mentality and thinking long term, and thinking like, this is only a step into my potential goal of becoming a physician and just helping out society. So always keep long-term goals in mind to kind of motivate you through this process. So thank you guys for watching my video, and hopefully I've impacted your studies for the MCAT in a positive way. And if you want to keep watching more videos, just remember to hit the subscribe button down below so you'll get updated when I post videos. So thank you very much, and enjoy, and good luck with your studies.